Good morning, welcome to Bitcoin Bounce. My name is Joseph, and today I'm here with Dion. And I'm sure you saw what is happening at Bitcoin. Everybody said Bitcoin is going all the way down, and then suddenly Bitcoin surprised us this weekend. So, Dion, what is happening?
Good morning, Joseph. Good morning, guys. Let's quickly start with the market indicators. So US dollar, I think that is what was good for Bitcoin. Is we had a nice pullback here on the US dollar, and that helps our markets tremendously. So that's looking good, and it's actually going below this 108.65 zone that we've been waiting for. How long for it to actually break down? So that's looking great, and it's under the 20 EMA on the daily, which is also fantastic for us. So it's looking like a good week ahead for now, but be aware, lots of high impact news events this week. So from tomorrow, every day up until Friday, big news releases. So that could then make a big difference, big impact on what's happening. So I think this could skyrocket again. So we'll have to keep an eye on the news this week. Let me just go to the other indicators quickly. NASDAQ. My internet is a little bit slow. We're having power failure here. So NASDAQ has had a nice bounce off the support level, and looking on the fib, it's bounced off the 618 above the 0.5 and coming up to 382 over the 20 EMA, and starting to go above the 50 EMA as well. So NASDAQ is looking great. And the S&P 500 also same thing, also a nice bounce there. So all these markets are highly correlated to Bitcoin, and that's why we've had a nice Bitcoin bounce as well. You can just look at the money flow also into the altcoins. So it's been up and down lately, but overall we have a nice uptrend at the moment, so that's also looking great, and the money flow also is getting to this resistance of the 50 EMA, so we're hoping to go above that and have that as support. So far everything is looking great. The only thing that's against us at the moment for the altcoins, Bitcoin dominance has had a bounce back up over the 40%, so it's trading above the 40%, so we would prefer it below. But it's coming up against resistance as well at that 50 EMA. But this was to be expected. We knew that Bitcoin would do this at some point, but it's coming up against a lot of resistance now. So I think that should make it go sideways for a while, and that would then also get the altcoins to bounce again. Then we can quickly look at Ethereum. So Ethereum is big news this week with the merge coming. So merge countdown, 2 days, 21 hours. They put on Google now, if you search the merge, there's a permanent timer now because there's so much excitement and it's being searched so often. So if ever you want to see how long it is, you can just go and check it out there. So looking at ETH just on the weekly, we've closed within that area, that zone that we were wanting to get to all the time. This is a very strong zone for upward moves, so we can see all the massive moves we've had out of this area before. So to be expected after that uptrend, there's a slight pullback now. I don't foresee it actually breaking under this again, so I think we might go sideways, a little bit down, but I'm expecting out of this. I don't know why. Maybe Joseph, you have an idea why we're not actually pumping ETH at the moment with the merge coming. I just don't know why. It's just not. I expected it above 2,000 by now, but anyway, that's what it is. Bitcoin, we can have a quick look. So this is just on the weekly. So good news for Bitcoin. We've broken back above the weekly support, so that's great. That was the one thing we were concerned about. And then the next big obstacle is this 200 MA here. So it's getting very close to that, and also getting up to this level we've been looking at for weeks. The trend line that's been coming down all the way from November. So we've got a lot of resistance here at the moment to break through. So I expect a bit of a pullback here or going sideways. This is tough resistance, tough nut to crack. But everything is looking good at the moment there. Let me just show you the weekly key levels. If we just zoom in there, key levels we're looking at is 21.5, which we've now at last broken and we're hoping to hold. So that was the one that we were struggling, you see, to break the past few weeks. So we're above that now. Next big one would be 22,500, and support under us we've got 25 and 28. So nice support below us. Actually, this 21.5 is now also support. We can color that green. So it's looking great here. Then the other thing we can look at on the weekly is the stochastic. It's got a nice buy signal, so that's great on the weekly. And then also the RSI. RSI, you see, when this was in November, we were very overbought here and getting to the 70 on the RSI, and since November we've had this long downtrend up until, and yeah, we were in the oversold area. We made a nice W there on the RSI, which is normally a bottoming pattern, like a double bottom. So that's great, and since then we've never actually come down that far again. So if we can follow this trend line up and break the 50, then I think we are for a way, but there's still some time to get there. But it's looking great on the weekly RSI. We can then just zoom in a bit to the daily. So on the daily, we were trading within this descending triangle here, and normally those break to the downside, but we were lucky here to break out. So we've broken out of that, so that's become invalidated. We can actually delete that. And also on the daily, we've broken above the 50 MA, which is also not easy to do. So that's all looking great for Bitcoin. Trades that I think we could look at is, if maybe let me just show you the CPR as well that we've been following lately. So the CPR, can maybe turn this off as well. So on the CPR, we got supported before we hit that lower level of the CPR. Then we broke into the lower band of the CPR and then hit the middle band absolutely perfectly. It shows you how accurate this indicator is. So this was calculated like 9 days in advance before we hit that. And again, yesterday we also hit it absolutely perfect, the higher level of the CPR there. So we're trading above this middle line here, and I don't foresee us actually. I think it's support for us now. It's quite strong support, and we might range sideways, and we've got all that resistance here. So trade wise, I think one could look at getting an entry on a lower time frame. There might be a bit of a bounce back to the bottom of the CPR here, so one could trade a scalp there, like a 3% scalp from the bottom of the CPR line to the top. So that could be a trade that you're looking at, and then if we break this top line of the CPR, then we could go all the way, and that would be our target, is the first resistance line there, and that is at 23,600. I don't think that's going to be that easy to get into though, but yeah, it's up to you. If you want to do a long-term trade, it could be a good entry now. And then with your target roundabout there. Short term, I wouldn't actually short Bitcoin. Yeah, I wouldn't short it unless we break this bottom line of the CPR. Is the only time that I think we can then look at a short back down to this resistance or to that level there. So Bitcoin, I don't think offering great trade opportunities at the moment. What I am looking at is Ethereum Classic. So this is a very nice trade. So Ethereum Classic on the weekly, so it's broken, unlike Bitcoin, this weekly trend line, which has been coming from quite far back. So it's broken that weekly trend, come back, retested and bounced off it. Now it's a little bit of a pullback like we're having with Bitcoin, but it's looking fantastic. And with all the ETH news this week, I think this is really going to be a good trade. If we zoom out to the 4 hour, zoom into the 4 hour, You see, we're also on a very strong support line here. These are all the previous times that we've used this line as support and resistance. So it's a very strong support that we've got below us here. Also, we're on a fib retracement down to the 382 level, which is a perfect just retracement, and it looks like it's starting to already bounce back off here. And if we zoom into the 1 hour, so you could get in here now. We can maybe just look at an entry on the stochastic. So the stochastic is giving a buy now. I would maybe just wait for this RSI just to clear the 50. Yeah, because sometimes it could bounce back down off the 50. So if this RSI could just break through the 50, yeah, then that's where I would get in. So we've already got a stochastic buy. We're just waiting for the RSI, and then target wise, conservative entry would just be to target that range high there. So it's roughly a 5% trade that you could look at conservatively, yeah. But I would stay in it, just move my stop loss up here, and then go for this range high. Was fairly recent. It's like a few days ago we hit this level, so that's 11-12% from the entry now. So I think this is going to be, and with all the ETH news coming up this week, this just has to be a winning trade. That's it from me, Joseph.
Dion, I've been watching this guy, Andy, and he's got a channel, Bitcoin Census. So what he did, he drew Bitcoin and he said that Bitcoin went down, and then it had now, I think it was a 50% retracement or a 61% retracement on the fib. And then he believes now it's a good position to sell Bitcoin and then go down again. So that was kind of his analysis that he does. And I wanted to know, why do you think that that is possibly not the case? Because he said you're not sure if you want to sell. He actually went on to say he feels Bitcoin is at the perfect selling position.
Yeah, it's his opinion. My opinion is we've got strong support under us. All the other markets are looking good. The dollar is looking good. We've got support. Our indicators that we use, the CPR has a lot of support below us. I don't know. I am looking at that that RSI on the weekly. So we've bottomed out according to that RSI. I mean, nothing is impossible. We all know with Bitcoin we could dump tomorrow back to 15,000. It could happen. But so far, just looking at the broader markets and everything, it's turning out to look it's a great week. And with all the ETH news this week, I don't think anyone is going to dump Bitcoin now. I can't see it going down now immediately. I don't think so, Joseph.
Yeah, no, that's that just put in me like a little bit of doubt. Yeah, so in terms of the ETH Classic trade, so I just read this morning early. I read an article about ETH Classic, and the author there, just based on the fundamentals, he said there's no reason why that should not be a 500% growth coin within the next 12 months. And he gave all the reasons why Ethereum Classic is such an important coin, and also in if you take a holistic view of the merge and of how that ecosystem works, ETH Classic has a very important role, and ETH Classic doesn't really have any other direction but upwards. So, and like you said, with that break that we had right now, this is actually an excellent time to buy Ethereum Classic. So that's just a comment I wanted to make there. Dion, thank you very much. Yeah, that's just very thorough and good analysis of the market. So what do you say to people that say, I was scared to buy Bitcoin when Bitcoin was under 20,000, and now I'm sad that I didn't buy. Is Bitcoin going to dip back again so that I can get another entry? Or should I just buy now, what I call it FOMO buy? What do you think?
I don't think we're quite at FOMO buying yet, but we're definitely getting there. And you're going to be sorry. I just hand them the box of tissues and said, just cry. You didn't want to listen. We've been saying for weeks now, Joseph, that they should slowly but surely ladder into Bitcoin. They've already been quite a lot of good opportunities, and even now, I think is still a perfect time to buy. Yeah, so keep on laddering in, keep some money on the side. In case there's a pullback, there could always be, we know, with Bitcoin, but you have to buy now. It's not too late. It's not too late yet. It's still a great time to buy. Yeah, so wipe your tears and just start getting into it now. You won't be sorry.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. We're going to be back again a little bit later today with a video. We're going to look at what Steve from Crypto Crew University is saying about what is Bitcoin doing right now, and he's got some interesting theories about the future of Bitcoin. He says that Bitcoin has to sit in a range for a good amount of time so that we can build a proper foundation, so that we can really have that rally that we are looking for. All right, see you in that video. Thank you, Dion. Good job.
Thank you. Bye-bye.